This is Carl with the three things I'm watching for Monday, September the 8th. Starting out, this is going to become a little bit more of a factor here, and this is the low water on the Mississippi River. Draft restrictions enacted last week. Southbound barges, tows, the last report I got, restricted to 11 and a half feet, northbound 11 feet. Also, some restrictions on the barge capacity that you can have in tow in both directions. Not only is this a concern, obviously, for grain headed south, we had a big drop in both corn and soybean movement headed south last week. Wheat was up a little bit, but that didn't have as far to go. The tributaries coming from the north is where the main concern is. Getting anything out of the Ohio Valley. Starting to see a little bit more in the upper Midwest feeding into the Mississippi. Here's where I'm at. Yeah, that's going to slow our movement down there. It's going to slow fertilizer movement back north. This comes right at the U.S. harvest, and then we're right ahead of, before long, we'll have the seasonal closing on the Mississippi River. So movement might be a little bit restricted. Put a little bit more pressure on that Pacific Northwest to move out some inventory. We'll have to see what that does to basis in that area here in the next little bit. Second thing I'm watching today, more yield data coming in from across the Midwest, and no surprise, it's not as great as we earlier thought. Some private analysts still continue to ratchet up their corn and soybean yield estimates. I saw some 189 numbers running around on corn last week. I think we can forget that. A lot more disease pressure. Crop quality starting to become a tad bit more of a topic. Let's keep an eye on that. Test weight could be an issue this year. That crop ain't in the bin yet, folks. The third thing I want to touch on here, and this is a report, and this is what some analysts are saying, that, well, if we cut back the corn crop or soybean crop, we're going to cut back our demand, so we're going to have our carryout hold the same. That's not necessarily true. We may cut back some of our residual usage. That does happen. But let's look at where we're at. Our domestic demand is huge right now. I don't see crush backing off. I don't see ethanol backing off. Yeah, our exports, we're slow on our exports going out, but yet at the same time, if we had more demand, we would have to ration it a little bit more. And our flash sales are picking up. Bottom line is just because you have a smaller crop doesn't mean you'll see smaller demand. It may mean you have to ration demand, and a loss of demand and rationing demand are not the same thing. They're not. The loss of demand won't give you a higher market. Rationing demand will. We may be heading into a rationing position a little bit more intent than we are on soybeans, even with some lower demand numbers coming at you. Stay tuned. There's a lot happening there. Those are the three things I'm watching today.